What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. All right, guys, two things to talk about today. Number one, I don't know if it's me or what the case is, but I'm having a hard time caring as much as I used to care about this game lately. A couple of reasons for that. I think number one, I'm starting to get bogged down and kind of tired of all of the issues we're always facing. As I talk, I'm going to be doing this, so this will be the second part of the video, by the way. I'm kind of getting bogged down and tired of facing all the issues that this game brings forward every single event. You know, it was one thing to always be able to test and have the time to do it, but as the game progresses and as the game gets older, I'm starting to notice they care a lot less about the player base and the state of the game. And I think it's kind of unfortunate because for me, it's like, when we have to do all the testing, when we have to figure out all the mechanics, when we have to find all the bugs, it becomes a lot more like a chore. I used to love this game for what it was. So let me actually figure this out first before we talk. Let's see this first. Okay, like I used to love this game for what it was, but I don't like the fact that lately it's becoming less about us and more about the development team being super lazy. Like originally it was like, okay, so there's a couple issues here and there. It's not too bad. Like we can deal with it. There's, things we can figure out as players and have fun and then test and do the work. But now I'm just kind of like, why is that our job? You know what I mean? Like, why is that something that we have to do for the developers and literally get nothing in return for it at all? And it's gotten to the point where I'm very frustrated with this, and it's difficult for me to continue making content for the game. Like, I'm going to continue making content because I still love the community more than anything else. But, like, why are they doing this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do this to us? It just doesn't make any sense. So, all right, anyways, let's start this off. Sorry, as I was talking, I was looking at this a little bit here. But, yeah, it's kind of frustrating, and it's a little bit annoying to know that no matter what happens with us, we're kind of left on the back burner. And I think that's unfair for the player base to deal with because at the end of the day, we're the lifeblood of this game, right? Like we create everything. We do everything for this game. Like we test for it, we play it, we monetize it. Like that shouldn't be the case, right? We shouldn't have to do all that all the time. And I think that's wild to assume that your player base should be doing that. I think that's a crazy way to look at things. So, like for me, I think that's where it kind of gets me a little bit. Like I don't like the fact that, a lot of this is put on us, and then when we find the problems, we're not even sometimes compensated for our work, and it's a shitty feeling, right? It's not a feeling that anybody as a gamer wants to go through. So I'm almost at the point where like I don't want to promote this game as much as I used to. Not that there's no content to make. Don't get me wrong. There's always content to make for this game because this game is full of that, and the content is always available for this game, right? But I think it's unfair to us to have to deal with this all the time, and I think they need to come back with a stronger message of we care about you guys, rather than like we don't give a crap about what you guys say or do or etc. Right? I think that's the message we're kind of getting here is global players are getting crapped on by devs, and they're lazy, and we have to figure everything out. Like, I don't care if it's a translation problem. Like, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. I think that excuse now is out the window. It was fun for a little while to make fun of it, but now it's like, it's kind of getting old, Like, we shouldn't have to have translation issues this far into the game. So, I think that's kind of the issue here. Sorry, guys, as I'm doing this, I'm kind of just going through this as well, too, with you. I think this will cover it. Yeah, there we go. Got it. Okay, so I think that's kind of also part of the issue. It's kind of like we've been so complacent about it and letting it happen that it's got to stop. Okay, so there's that puzzle. Let's go on to the next one. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm curious. Like, if you guys are looking for, some sort of redemption for this game. I know a lot of you are done. I know a lot of you don't want to even play this anymore, and it's gotten to the point where, it's difficult for many people to log in. And I know a lot of people have invested a lot of time and money, and some people just literally just love the game still. Like, I still literally love the game. It's just unfortunate that the direction they're taking with a lot of their decisions. Like, I miss I miss the the one man teams. I really do. I thought it was much easier to work with, and I think it's now that they added a skip button, so I guess there's no excuse. But you still, you know what I mean. You still can't perform optimally with the skip button. You kind of hope that the AI does the work for you, but it's never going to be the same as how you do it, right? So you're still kind of forced, if you want to compete, to do a lot of these missions manually, which is fine. Again, it's if you don't care about competing, the skip button's fantastic. You just literally get your rewards and you move on. You get a frame if you hit top 50, and that's, Bob's your uncle. Bob's not my uncle personally, but you know what I mean. So it's things like that, right? But anyways, I digress. We're gonna continue making content here, guys. It's not like the end of the world for me here. Like I'm not done with Street Fighter Duel. I still love Street Fighter Duel. I'm kind of just tired of supporting the devs and their lackluster performance as people who should care about their community and their player base, but clearly they don't. And I think it's becoming more and more apparent as that goes on, because you can see other games that come out, right? Other big title gacha games that are coming out who do care about their player base and who are rewarding and compensating and, constantly giving things away to make, the game more enjoyable, the game more lucrative to their players. And again, you have to remember, guys, at the end of the day, I'm speaking from a business perspective. Like, I don't expect everything to be free to play. It's ridiculous to even think that. That's how games die, right? Games live and die by their monetary value, and they live and die by the people who spend. So I'm not saying make everything free to play friendly, because that'd be stupid. Then the game won't exist. Like, there has to be some incentive for free to play, but more importantly, in this game, there has to be more incentive for your spenders. Because right now, I feel like it's worse to be a spender than it is a free to play player. And I think you guys have heard me say that many times, and I've proved it pretty much across the board with my free to play account and my main account. Like, I don't even log into my main account unless I'm doing a showcase now. So it's kind of unfortunate, or these events, obviously, right? Because I want to get the special tickets in case something crazy drops, and I can do a video for you guys. But I think that's what it's come down to most of the time for me now. Like, I do most of this now for content than I do the enjoyment of the game, which I think starting to really show in my own performance for myself. Like, and I do it because I love my community. Like, I know a lot of you guys still play this game, and I don't want to let you down. So it's important for me to make sure that I look beyond my personal issues with the game, and I focus on the people who have made my channel grow and have, been a part of this journey from day one. And I think that matters at the end of the day pretty much more than the devs' decisions to make this game, a shitbox. Sorry to say, which is what it has been lately. With games like Tower of God, Black Clover coming out very soon in Canada, Bleach coming down the pipeline in 2024, and a plethora of other games that keep dropping for mobile, you kind of have no room for error. You know what I mean? Like, you have to remember, like, eventually people will stop caring about the money they invested and just are going to get tired of the same old BS that gets thrown their way. So it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to, remember the player base does care, and kind of, do something for them before you do something for yourself. Which, at this point, I would imagine, this is just my theory on this, is that Crunchyroll and the devs have probably already met their financial obligation for their contract. So I don't see, and this is a guess, of course, I don't see how this game will go past whatever the initial contract is. I'm just speaking from experience from the IT world and contracts and understanding the business, that once a contract expires, if they've already met their financial obligation and there's no lucrative reason for them to stay together, for example, the money that they make every month has not been the same or has not been steady, and they constantly see a drop in revenue, once contract expires, the devs and the publishers will part ways, right? And the reason why that's okay here is because the devs clearly have the game in Taiwanese and in Chinese, and they're doing perfectly fine there, and they're probably more than happy to continue working that relationship in those regions where they probably get a lot more respect and a lot less flack, I would imagine, than they do in players. Because, I mean, let's be real, global players are fairly vocal. Let's go with vocal, it's the word. About how they feel, right? And rightfully so. I mean, we are the most outspoken easily of anybody, right? All right, so we're going to do this fight here. You need 54 million to finish it. So here, let's just I believe this one, Guile is like the best unit to use for this. If I recall, it's the same as the Crusade boss. We'll test it out, see what happens. But yeah, like people are starting to really, you know, be affected by this, and again, right? I think rightfully so. I think it'd be stupid to say like everything is great, things are going fine. Like the house is literally burning, and I don't think, I think we're all inside being like, what do we do next? So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Like I think I'm not leaving Street Fighter Duel. I love this game still. I love my community. I still enjoy making content when it's new and fresh, and I know the potential of this game. It's just unfortunate to see, you know, a game that revived my content creating love again just be treated this way. And I think a lot of us feel the same way, right? I think a lot of us are like, hey, this is like a game we enjoy, we love. Like, why is it, you know, why can't the devs just do a better job compensating and taking care of it? It's a great question. It's a valid question, and I can't blame anybody for thinking that way. And you know, we'd be remiss and crazy to think that this game is in a good state, because it really is not. So here, guys, we're gonna try this team out again. You don't need MH Ken. You can use Bison for this part if you want to. We'll start off now. I should have started the combo a bit earlier while the sun was happening, but that's okay. We'll just hit the 54 mil here and call it a day. Damn, son, just took me out. Okay, perfect. Got the 3 stars, and then Battle S. Okay, so then we're gonna finish this up here. So this is what your Battle S should kind of look like at this point, guys. Honestly, get that up, get the trigger up. I mean, it's almost full. Like you can probably fill it up at this point, right? I think we're almost full. And you move on to the EX move. I think we're kind of at that point now. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of full. I honestly haven't done any of my matches today or my attempts. I'm probably like, I was third place last I checked. Yeah, let's see where we're at. So there you guys go, 100% done. All right, guys, see you later.